So good afternoon and welcome again. Welcome to the class. Thank you that all you could join. As you know, we talked in the last class. You are all on mute. You can unmute yourself. If you have any questions, you can ping me on chat. There is a chat box. You're very welcome to ask me any questions, anything you might have. So thank you so much for coming in and joining in the class. Now, what is our agenda for today? Our agenda today is to provide quick SAP system overview and performing some basic transactions. So I will be performing certain basic transactions in SAP. So far, we mostly thought to talk about concepts, and today I will be talking and providing you some system access, and then how do we log into SAP and how do we perform some of the basic transactions in SAP system. So basically, first I'm going to provide you and show you a standard SAP cycle. So I will be showing you a standard SAP cycle, how SAP standard, I should say SAP standard SAP SD, or SD stand for Sales and Distribution cycle. So I'm going to talk to you and show to you in the SAP system how SAP transaction works and how we can provide in a quick demo. So today I'm going to provide a demo of a standard SAP SD cycle. In SAP SD cycle, as we discussed, we will be doing following steps. I'm going to do inquiry. I'm going to create a quotation. I'm going to create a sales order. I'm going to create delivery document, and I'm going to create a billing document. If you remember in the last class, so this is the cycle I'm going to show in SAP system. How do we create inquiry? Customer inquired with us. How do we create a quotation? If customer asks me a quotation. How do we create a sales order? When customer places an order to us. And after the order has been placed, how do we create delivery document? How will you do the picking, packing, and post-good issue? That basically means performing various shipping activities. Then how do we create an invoice? And then how do we analyze the whole sales process? That is what we are going to do. So that is our agenda, and that is the first demo I wanted to do. So that is our demo of sales cycle. Standard SAP sales cycle in SAP. This is SAP logon, or this is also called SAP GUI. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. SAP GUI allows us to enter in the system. So we click on the SAP logon. This is also called client. Remember, we talked about SAP works on the client server base. So this is SAP client. SAP client allows us to log in SAP system. So how we can log in into SAP system? So I'm going to show you some how we log into SAP, etc. So I click on the system, and I enter my username, and I enter my password. So that is how we log in. So that is how SAP look like. That is SAP screen. This is classical standard SAP screen in SAP. Now when we talk about SAP, this is how SAP look like. Anywhere in the world you go, this is the standard SAP menu. Remember, we talked about our standard SAP diamond, how SAP is divided. So we have logistic, accounting, HR, we have reporting, we have a technical aspects, and some other cross-application element. Okay. So that is classical. Okay. Now I'm going to, so if you go to logistics, that is where you see a lot of all these different logistic functions. You have a materials management, sales and distribution, logistic execution, and various other functions. Okay. Production, customer service, logistic, quality management, logistic controlling, project system, and all these different modules are there in logistic. These are the various modules which is there in accounting side, and then we have these are various modules on the HR side. And here, these are various reporting. And apart from that, these are the various technical aspects. ABAP workbench basically allow you to do the custom programming if you want to do it. So, you know. So these are various tools. Now because we are doing sales cycles, I go to logistics because sales is part of logistics. And this is sales and distribution. We go to sales, and here we have some of these functions from the sales perspective. Okay. Now let's look at them. So we go to inquiry, and this is how you can create a customer inquiry. Okay. So this is inquiry transaction code VA11. Now you are creating a simple inquiry in SAP system. The inquiry, I enter inquiry type, document type is IN. After that we have a sales organization 1000. Distribution channel 10, division 00. This is basically defining the organization unit, defining the sales area. So this customer is created for which sales organization, because in the larger corporations there could be many sales organizations. So we are creating this order for this sales area. Okay. So that is what we are doing. An inquiry type is a document type. Now this is how an inquiry document look like. So in the sold to party, who is my customer? So I enter my customer. This is account number because every customer you are placing an order, I have a customer ID. So this is the customer ID and name of my customer is Home Depot. So this inquiry is done by Home Depot. Again, as I mentioned to you before, this is the cycle we are performing. We are creating inquiry, we are creating quotation, sales order, delivery, picking, PGI, invoicing to customer, and analyzing the sale. This is our sales cycle which we are doing. Now I enter the material. This is my material number. This is my item master. And I'm giving an order for say 100 pieces. So this is our material and this is we are entering our quantity. This is an inquiry document as it looks like. And after that, I have this product for $1,000. So for 100 pieces coming for $1,000, I'm gonna deliver on this date. This is save sign. So I hit this and I save it. So see the message in the bottom? Inquiry 100705 has been saved. Okay. This is inquiry document which has been created in the document. I make a note of that. So I created inquiry document. Okay. After that, I create quotation. Okay. I want to create a quotation. Customer want us quotation. This is the menu path for creating quotation. Okay. After that, I enter quotation doc type QT. I want to create this quotation with reference to inquiry. I enter my inquiry document number. I hit copy. So now in this quotation, if you see carefully, the entire information has been copied from the inquiry. So we have sold to party, shipped to party, material, quantity, everything pre-ordered. My value 1,000 euros. I enter the validity date, that how long this quotation is valid, and I say this quotation is valid till 15th of October. You will not like to submit a quotation which is valid forever. And then we hit save. Quotation 2000-673 has been created. So we create a quotation document. So the second exercise, we created a quotation. We send quotation number we created. Now customer come back and want to place an order. Okay. I go to order and create. So we create an order. Okay. We enter order type OR. Then we hit create with a reference. Now we are creating a sales order. And then copy. This is how sales order look like. And now every data I entered once in inquiry, it goes to quotation. From quotation, it goes to sales order. So my customer, my sold to party, my material, my quantity, my price, my other terms. Okay. Nothing else to be entered, and then I hit save. See the message in the bottom. Standard order 15252 has been set. So we entered a sales order. Standard order 15252 has been saved. So customer inquire with us, customer place an order, customer want place an sales order, and then we create a delivery document. So inquiry, quotation, sales order, and delivery. Now I want to create a delivery document. I got an order. We need to ship. We create an inquiry, create a quotation, create an order. Now we want to deliver product and give it to customer. So creating a delivery, picking, packing. So I go to sales and trans. We create inbound delivery. This is inbound delivery, outbound delivery document. This is the menu path. VL01N. We enter the shipping point, from which plant we are shipping the product from. We hit enter. This is how delivery document look like. Here I can do picking the material from the warehouse. I can do the loading the products, and then transportation, taking care of the carrier and all those different things. Entering store location, which store location I will be shipping the product from. Entering the quantity. Okay. And then we enter post quotation. So we created a delivery document. After creating a delivery document, see the message in the bottom, delivery 800-16692 has been created. Now I want to do the billing cycle. I'm going to do the billing. So billing document, create. This is the billing document process. I do the billing now. Hit enter. We are creating a billing to this customer, Home Depot, for 100 pieces of this item, and the total value is 1,000 euros. We save it. Accounting document has been saved. The last thing, doing this analysis of the process. Here we have a document flow. So that is the total flow of the transaction which you have done so far. We created inquiry on this date, status complete. We create a quotation on this date, status complete. We create order on this date, status complete. Create delivery on this date, status complete. Picking on this date, completed. We did a issue, send the material to customer on this date, because we did everything on same day, complete. And in the last, we did the invoice on this date. Status is open because we have not said yes. Okay, that is our classical sales cycle and a standard out of the box sales cycle. Does anybody has any questions for me on the sales cycle? Anybody want to ask any questions to me? You can use chat box. If you have any question, I will be okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. If you have any other question, anybody? Okay. If there is no question, I will give you 5 minutes break, and we will start at 4:15 p.m. EST. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. And then we can talk. Okay, I'm back, guys. Thank you all. I hope everyone is back. So let us begin. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Is my voice coming to you all? Is everyone back? Okay, fantastic. So now I want you to do the procurement cycle. So I have just done SD cycle, and I have shown you and provided in the demo how sales cycle can be done in SAP. Now I want to do a procurement scenario, a standard SAP materials management cycle. So demo of procurement cycle. So, so I want to demo you all how the procurement cycle works in SAP. Okay. So in the procurement cycle, we will do following steps. I'm going to create a purchase requisition I'm going to create purchase order, purchase requisition is an instruction for the purchasing department that certain amount of material need to be purchased. Then purchase order is a transaction which allows us to buy the material from a specific vendor. After purchase order, I give it the purchase order to the vendor, and so we create a good receipt. Okay. After the good receipt, I'm going to do vendor invoice verification. After that, I'm going to analyze purchase process. This is what I will be doing. So let me repeat the procurement cycle, the standard SAP procurement cycle. Okay. So in that, first and foremost, we create a purchase requisition. Then we create a purchase order, giving the purchase order to the vendor. Vendor supply the products to us. And after vendor supply the product to us, we do vendor invoice verification. Means we verify the invoice submitted by the vendor. So vendor invoice verification, and in the last we analyze purchase process. So that is a standard procurement cycle. The purpose of showing up some of these transactions in SAP is basically to provide you a quick preview, to provide you an idea that how SAP look like, to provide you a little bit of a perspective, a little bit of a touch and feel of SAP, how different transaction works and behaves. Although they are very, very standard steps of purchasing process or sales process, I'm showing to you. There are different variations, there could be different combinations, there could be different process steps involved here otherwise. Okay. So we are doing procurement process. Okay. So sales process, and this is procurement process. So this is SAP again. Now again I go back to logistics. Again I go back to materials management. And this is where we have purchasing. In the purchasing we have a purchase requisition. This is a purchase requisition transaction. Transaction code ME51N. So this is a purchase requisition. Okay. This is how purchase requisition is screen look like. I enter the material. I can select a material from the drop down. Now this is how we create a purchase requisition. So user is telling me that I need this material, 100 pieces, I need this on this date, and I need this in this plant. After that, I save it. Purchase requisition number, see the message in the bottom? Requisition number 100191110 has been created. So we created a purchase requisition. So we create a purchase requisition. After creating purchase requisition, I want to create a purchase order. I have a requirement. My business wants this material, and now I want purchase order to be created, so my vendor can supply the material to me. So I go to purchase order. I hit back. I go to purchase order. This is purchase order create. This is how you create a purchase order in SAP. This is purchase order screen. I want to select my purchase requisition I just created. Okay. This is the purchase requisition we just created a few minutes back. And then we copy. Okay. Now this is how my purchase order screen look like. So here, this is my vendor, this is my material, this is my quantity, system determine price, system determine plant, everything system determines automatically on the basis of some data which is maintained somewhere. System knows that if I am buying this material in this plant, my price is $10 per piece, and I should buy from this vendor step up. And we have created, this is how and a standard SAP purchase order look like. And after having all the values, I save my transaction, I save my purchase order. So see the message in the bottom, standard PO created under the number 450027919. Okay. So now we have created a purchase order. This purchase order can be printed, can be sent to the vendor, and then vendor can do its own various functions. Okay. I make a note of my purchase order. This is my purchase order. I make a note of it. And after that, I do a good receipt. Now, my vendor come at my door and he's supplying the material I ask him to supply. So now, we're gonna do good receipts here. So we're gonna do good receipt. Okay. So after that, I go to inventory management, good moment, and doing good receipt. And we'll do good receipt. This is good receipt transaction. Now the vendor has come at my door. He's supplying the material and I'm performing good receipt transaction. I put my PO number and I hit enter. So this is my good receipt transaction. In this histo location. So I'm doing the good receipt for this material 9378 for 100 pieces in this plant, in this histo location, against this purchase order, and this material is coming from this vendor, which is Staples. I hit item OK, I hit check, everything is fine or not. System say you're getting material early because my delivery date was 9/29 and I'm receiving it on few days before, and I say no problem, we can receive material early. See the message in the bottom? Material document 5001705 has been posted. I back. Now, after that we do invoice verification. Now vendor has supplied the material to me, and vendor is submit his invoice and asking us to verify an acknowledgement of the payment. So we do the invoice. We go to logistic invoice verification, entering the invoice, enter invoice, this is entering invoice screen. I select date, enter amount, enter my PO, I hit save, see the message in the bottom, document number 510-560-9604 has been posted. So by posting this document, now my vendor become creditor, he become liable to pay the material, liable to receive the money from us, because at the end of the day, when vendor supply the material to us, we owe the money to him. So this is the document number which has been created. So now I wanted to analyze sales process. So in order to analyze sales process, I want to go to purchase order. Okay. So this was the purchase order which we have created. I verify the status of this purchase order. I have ordered 100. Vendor supplied to me 100. Left to be supply 0 because vendor has supplied the entire material, and invoice amount is 100. So ordered 100, delivered 100, is still to be delivered 0, invoiced is 1000. So I go back to the PO history. So in the PO history, we did a good receipt on this date for 100 pieces for $1,000. We did the invoice receipt. This is invoice receipt document number on this date for 100 pieces and for $1,000. So this is our standard procurement cycle.